Hi, I'm Beth Hansen, and this is Move Over. Fitness topics for people who kind of hate the fitness industry. Real people talking real fitness with a big dose of tell it like it is. Hello, people. I'm Beth Hansen, a personal trainer that likes talking just as much as she likes training. I hope you are well. This is Move Over. I bring together two experts to discuss all things fitness and movement culture. I bring the fitness knowledge, and my guest brings expertise in their field. Together, we find common ground while answering some of your questions, learning about some fitness topics you'll actually care about, and generally having an excellent time together. Today's guest is Brooke Kincaid. Brooke Kincaid is a North Carolina native, currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. And after a stint in public accounting, she transitioned to the entertainment industry and now works in production audit for a television studio. She's also my good friend from high school that for some reason still talks to me. Brooke Kincaid, welcome to Move Over.
Hi, Beth. Thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure. I'm so glad to catch you while you're up in Greensboro. I always start the show by asking my guests, what is your personal relationship with fitness?
Whew. On again, off again. It's like that boyfriend you can't quit.
Or don't want to quit.
Yeah. I think for me, I get bored very easily. And it just has to be fun. Otherwise, I don't care about my own health enough to do it just for health's sake.
So it's not motivating to feel good or anything like that.
I mean, it does help. Like I have noticed when I'm working out more regularly, I do feel better. My mood's better. So I know there are benefits to it. But, unless it's also fun, I don't know that I fully accept it.
Well, and it's also very frustrating that it's not immediate. You have to consistently do it to see results.
Yes, and I am not a consistent person.
Just in general.
In general, I have a long list of short-lived hobbies. You'll be happy to know I just bought a skateboard.
What?
Yeah. I'm going to learn how
One of the little itty-bitty ones?
Well, so those are like the penny boards.
Yeah.
I got a nickel board, which is what they call the bigger penny board.
Okay.
And then I shouldn't say this because it's embarrassing, but I also bought a regular skateboard. Haven't ridden either of them yet.
Okay, all right.
Don't know if I can, don't know if I'll like it, but I get this way with just about any hobby where I go full in.
Yep.
And then eventually abandon it. But I figured this was a good one because it would be kind of fun, slightly embarrassing. I could wear cool clothes while I do
really
it.
For me.
Yeah, exactly. But if I don't like it, it's kind of low investment.
Yeah, it's what, $50 for a skateboard? More? Less?
The first one was less. The second one was more.
Oh, okay. The smaller board was more money?
Well, if you get it from the actual, I guess Penny Boards is a brand. And if you get it from Penny Boards, they're kind of expensive. But I got a knockoff Penny board, but then I got a real skateboard.
Wait, is this a thing that you saw on Instagram and you were like, oh, I have to try this?
I don't even know. It literally happened this week while I've been in town. And I have all the stuff being ordered to Atlanta. So, I'll just arrive to my new, skate life pack.
Wait, have you seen... I don't know if this is a thing in Atlanta, but here there are a lot of girls that wear those quad roller skates and do all these trick things.
Oh, that's a total thing in Atlanta. There's this whole scene in Atlanta of really good skaters who I think that's called Cascade is the big one in Atlanta. And you see
it's a skate crowd?
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. And it's you see people just dancing while they skate and they're so good.
I love it.
I would be too intimidated to go. But for the skateboarding thing, for example, I'm planning on staking out any empty parking lot behind the building so no one has to see me fall.
Oh.
Yeah. But it looks cool. The skaters.
Absolutely looks cool. I'm really interested, are you gonna travel to and from places? Do you want to do a trick?
So I kind of want to try both. So I guess the penny board or the nickel board is a cruiser, which is supposed to be for just so transportation, kind of lightly cruising around. Whereas the skateboard is apparently not great for long distances, but you can learn tricks. And I kept watching all these videos of all these girls being like, I learned how to skate in 30 days. And granted, I think they're all like teenagers and don't have jobs. So that might be an unrealistic expectation for me. But I would like to learn how to do like one trick.
Sure.
Just so I could show it off to people and be like, yeah, I'm a skater girl.
Like, I think I know literally like 3 skateboarding moves, and it's only because I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the Xbox.
Isn't he the best?
When I was like, I don't know, when I was like 15, I thought that was a fun game.
Do you follow him on Twitter?
No.
He always like, the whole joke is that no one thinks he's Tony Hawk. So people look at his license and they'll be like, oh, Tony Hawk, like the skater. Haha. And he's like, yeah, exactly like that. No one recognizes him.
Just because he's so old?
I think so. I think they're like, oh, you're a dad. You couldn't possibly be that pro skateboarder.
Gotcha. We've got a skateboard park in Latham Park. Have you seen that?
No.
So I will run by there a lot. And every once in a while, there's this group of older guys, like dad age. I imagine probably Tony Hawk age. I don't know how old he is. But like definitely pushing 45, right?
Okay.
Older dads. I believe the term is shredding. Like, they are killing it. And they look so damn cool.
Okay, this gives me hope. Granted, they probably started when they were like 15, but it makes me feel less embarrassed about skating at 32.
Okay, we're going to have to get you in some mobility classes so we can really prepare your joints to go to
for all of the injuries I'm going to receive, yes.
The full expression of your range of motion is going to be utilized. Okay, Brooke, tell me, what the hell do you do for a living?
So I do something called production audit, and what that means is I work for a television studio. I work for Universal, and I audit all of the shows that we produce. The shows are actually made by freelance folks, so I'm kind of like the studio enforcer that comes in just to make sure, they're following policy, they're not going to get us sued.
People love you.
Yeah. I mean, my last audit job was in public accounting, and that was a lot more of like people yelling at me and making me cry. I'm an easy crier. I'm a crybaby through and through, and I have cried at my desk more times than I can count in public accounting.
But you waited until you got back to your desk.
Most times.
Most times. Good.
I've only been yelled at once at Universal. So.
And how many years have you worked there?
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been yelled at more than that in the last 5 years.
I know. I've had some like testy tones, but only one like yeller. And they got in trouble, so it's fine.
Oh, that's good. So when you say audit, like what are you auditing?
I'm kind of like a jack of all trades in that like I don't know a lot about any one subject of production, but I know a little about a lot. So it'll be stuff like, there's Department of Transportation regulations. There's a bunch of union-specific stuff that I have to look at because we have union contracts with all these unions across the country. There's a lot of, like, legal stuff, like do we have agreements in place? Do we have insurance for this? Payroll, like...
The really exciting aspects of production.
It's a lot of kind of, like, boring and being like, did you get this form? Check.
Yeah,
but
gotcha.
I think there's enough excitement and there's usually enough travel that makes it kind of fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So there's lots of cool different elements of it. So are writers like courting you to be like, you've got to get this joke through or you've got to push this bit through?
I wish. No one cares about my opinion on that.
Damn.
I know, because every once in a while I'll see, they used to do these, before COVID, they would do pilot screenings where they show us all the pilots, and then later they'd be like, these are the ones we picked. And invariably there are times where I'm like, really? You picked that one?
That one out of all of them?
Because that other one was really great. So sometimes I wish they'd give me more of a say, but I'm usually just kind of like a shut up and do the numbers person.
There's something to be said for shutting up and doing the numbers and crying at your desk.
It is kind of nice because at the end of the day, I check other people's work, but I'm not, none of my decisions are deciding whether or not we make money or lose money. So I feel zero pressure. It's great.
That sounds fabulous. I love that.
It's kind of ideal.
All right. So today I want to talk about the history of one of the most foundational group exercise classes, like as we know it.
Okay.
All right. This segment is called Traditional Tales, and this is where I regale you with stories of our fitness foremothers. And today we are going to learn all about Miss Judy Shepherd Missett, who is the founder of Jazzercise.
Ooh, jazzercise.
Jazzercise. You ever jazzercised?
You know, I don't think so, but I feel like in high school, I remember you being like a big proponent. I feel like you did it, or maybe just wanted to do it.
I really liked the Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies, and like these types of classes. I was really into that. But no, I've never actually attended a jazzercise specific class.
I guess, what are the specifics of jazzercise? What makes it different than other group exercise?
Okay, not only is it different than other group exercise, it is group exercise as we know it. Okay, so this chick, Judy, with an I, very important to note, Judy with an I, in 1969 at Northwestern University in Chicago, I think, somewhere in there. Yeah. She was teaching all these dance classes, and her students essentially would come up to her after class and say, hey, I don't really give a shit about any of the technical aspects of what you're teaching. I just want to look like a dancer.
Okay.
And so she was like, yeah, okay, I can make a ton of money off of this, and started like spicing it up. Okay. So in her mind, and keep in mind, this is 1969, jazz made things more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she put jazz in the front, in the warm-up of every class, and people ate it up.
Is there a lot of like spirit fingers? Is that jazz?
Yeah, it's like, I guess, as compared to like ballet or like...
Okay.
I'm just imagining like a dance class with like plie and like an old man on a piano.
Right, but this is a little groovier.
Yeah, a little groovier. And she actually got nodules on her vocal cords from yelling the instructions over the music.
Oh my god.
It was the first group exercise class to use one of those like crazy lapel mics, or the whatever those are that go like over the top, right?
Like the Britney Spears mics?
The Britney Spears mics, but like 70s version.
Oh, got it.
Right?
Okay.
Which is not a good look. But that was the first class where you could actually hear the instructor.
Which is that's game changing.
That's mind blowing to me. And like I don't even know if you know this, but my background is in group fitness. That's sort of where when I showed up as a freshman to UNCG, for some reason I don't really know how it happened, but I ended up at the gym some way, somehow, and sort of never really left. But in order to be a personal trainer and then teach group exercise, you had to go through this like very traditional, this is how you teach a 32 count. This is how you like do the grapevine. And
wow.
Because you knew I ate that up and was terrible at it.
I thought you already knew how to do the grapevine.
Oh, it was so bad. It was abysmal. But what I lack in technical skill, I make up for in absolute tomfoolery.
It's just so much enthusiasm.
So much
for
unbridled
everything.
enthusiasm. Absolutely.
It's one of your best qualities.
God bless those people that actually stayed in my classes. But we have Judy Shepherd Missett to thank for it. So I'm very glad that she decided to use a microphone. Otherwise, I don't think I'd have a voice to be on this podcast. The other thing that I thought was really interesting about it is that military wives are largely to thank for this fast spread.
Oh, because they move all over?
Yes.
Oh.
And so, like, this is before, people weren't really selling the fitnesses on TV. Richard Simmons wasn't quite there. I think
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda was like, it's sort of a different branch, but around that same time period. And so she would go and teach on military bases and rec centers, and it spread like wildfire.
That is genius.
Right? It's amazing. And then she franchised it.
Okay, this woman needs to teach a business class.
She is amazing. She is still with us, thank goodness.
Oh, good.
Her Twitter wasn't bad. I mean, I would give it a follow.
Okay.
I would give it a follow.
Does she still jazzercise?
Not only does she still jazzercise, apparently when she franchised, the only reason that she franchised was because her lawyers were essentially like, you're you're losing money hand over fist. Like, you got to figure this out.
Because were other people just like copying it?
No,
or
she would have people come and she would teach the class, and then you would pay her a certain percentage of your sales. And then every 10 or so weeks, she would send you a video of the new choreography.
Okay.
She is still sending new choreography every 10 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
This woman is a force. I love her.
Can you
Still
imagine
sending.
having that many new ideas?
No.
I
There's
think
no way.
I ran out of ideas 4 years ago. It's dry.
This entire podcast is a recycled idea. Literally, the best segments are stolen.
I love that.
Yeah. That's why, it just is. Okay, so in 1984, the only other franchise larger than Jazzercise was, take a guess. What do people love more than they love fitness?
Food.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, is McDonald's franchised?
That would be a good guess.
Or maybe, this is a weird guess, but I'm going to say Arby's.
Ooh, Arby's.
I don't know why that
The
popped into my
horsey
head.
sauce just swept the nation. Those curly
They couldn't get enough of the roast
fries.
beef.
God, that roast beef is terrible, but those curly fries and that horsey sauce.
It's the only thing worth getting.
Oh, God. We talk about fast food so much on this podcast. The answer is Domino's Pizza,
Oh, okay.
right? That
Yeah.
makes total sense.
Because people love pizza everywhere.
People love pizza. When we were this is actually mildly embarrassing, but a couple years ago, I went to Zurich for a fitness certification.
Mm-hmm. I remember this trip.
It was a great trip. I became functional range conditioning certified, met a ton of cool people. It was an awesome, awesome trip. And there was one night, and I can't remember why. We were only in Zurich for a couple days because it's literally $1 million a night to spend there.
So
It's so
expensive.
stupid.
Yeah.
And Margaret and I were exhausted and damn it. Again, I always say the name. I'm so sorry, Brody. He hates me. Anyways, we were jet lagged and miserable, and so we went to Domino's Pizza and paid roughly 45 American dollars for 2 pizzas.
Oh my God. For bad pizza.
Yup.
I mean, I do feel like if you're going to get a franchised pizza,
It's the one.
it's way better than Papa John's.
Oh, I will disagree with you there.
The sauce is
It's
too
sweet.
sweet.
You go light sauce, extra cheese, extra, what's the dippy?
Is it like a garlic?
It's garlic,
Butter.
but it's not real butter. Like, it's very obviously
Yeah.
some kind of modified food product.
Yes, but it's got like a garlic buttery
Taste.
flavor.
Yeah, that literally coats the inside of your mouth. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
favorite. I'm really into that.
That's an interesting order. Also, recently, I tried Pizza Hut for the first time in over a decade.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's so good. And they have a Detroit style now.
Oh,
Great.
I love a Detroit style pizza.
Oh, you can get one at Pizza Hut for $15.
Okay, well, let's talk about this. So Pizza Hut, they recently tore down my childhood Pizza Hut with the red cups
Yeah.
and but apparently they also changed the way that they cook the pizza. Like, they've changed their recipe.
Oh.
The Pizza Hut of my youth, and write in if you remember this as well, there was so much oil in the bottom of the pan
Oh, yeah.
that it would you would get the pizza box and the bottom would just fall through, right?
Oh, wow. I don't know if I ever had it fall through, but it definitely is like you couldn't put it on your lap or you
Oh,
would
no.
ruin your pants.
No. Is it still quite as greasy?
You know, I only got the Detroit style one, so I can't speak
Okay.
to the regular pizza, so I'm not sure about the quality there. But I mean, the Detroit one was pretty oily, but it was great. We have like in Atlanta, there's a pizza spot called Nina and Rafi's that does Detroit style that everyone goes gaga over, and it's so good. But the wait's like an hour.
Oh, tell people what Detroit style is.
So it's like thick. I think it's similar to Sicilian, and then it's like thick and square or rectangle. And then I think that it's like, okay, this might be wrong, but I think it's cheese and then like
Yeah, there's
stripes
some kind
of
of-
sauce on top.
Very specific method, right?
Yeah, and then the edges is like the main thing. The edges are like crispy, and there's like burnt cheese all over them. And it's like you go for the edge and the thick pizza, and it's like loaded with stuff.
that's so good.
Like you only really need like one slice of like legit Detroit pizza before you're like too rich for my blood.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm on board with that. We need Detroit style pizza in Greensboro.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take all the pizza.
No, that's a good point.
Every style.
That's a really good point. Recently, over quarantine, we've made Friday nights like homemade pizza night.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw this. I think it was on Test Kitchen, but they made pickle pizza.
No.
Brooke, let me tell you about this damn pizza.
Is the
The
dough?
Okay, so no, not the dough. Dough's normal. Regular old, I typically do like a yeasted whatever, like a quick pizza dough. I am not going to, even though I know that every Friday, most likely, I am going to make homemade pizza. I am not making this dough 6 hours ahead of time.
No, it's got the time for that.
I don't have the freaking time for that. I don't have the energy. I'm making the 30-minute dough. Okay, make the 30-minute dough. Dill pickles. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've got our homemade dill pickles, but you can use whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
Not the spears. You want the slices. Okay? You want thick cut slices.
Interesting.
Okay, then you make a cream sauce. Thick. You want that cream sauce thick.
Like an Alfredo kind of style?
Almost kind of like Alfredo, but with a shit ton of Parmesan.
Okay.
And then you you slice up some fresh mozz.
All right.
Big hunkin' slices, and then you put the pickles on top of all of that. Finally shred your Parmesan. Bake that sucker in the hottest you can possibly get your oven. It is life-changing.
You know, that sounds weird, but it also sounds great. Like, I love dill pickles. I love the tang that they give to things. And, I mean, that sounds excellent.
Can you name a richer pizza than that?
Like a clam pizza. Which I've always been like, why does anyone order that? I don't want seafood on my pizza, but pickles I'll take.
Pickles, absolutely. It is literally, I'm looking forward to it. We're recording on Friday, and it's all I can think about right now. It's
okay,
so good.
I know you make your own pickles.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried those pickles that come in, it's like a plastic tub in the refrigerated section?
I've had a pouch.
Oh, maybe that's similar. I forgot what the brand is, but it's like a level above any sort of just kind of normal jarred pickle.
Oh, is it because it's crunchier? Is it?
I think so. Maybe they're just cold, but I feel like they are like plumper.
Oh, okay.
You know, because sometimes the jarred ones can feel a little like sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little mushy. There's a chemical agent that I'm forgetting right now. It's like pickle crisp or something like that that we use that makes them very crisp every single time.
Oh, interesting. So you buy like a jar of this chemical and then put it in with the vinegar and stuff?
Yeah, when we can it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's I don't know, some kind of science, I'm sure.
I would like to try these homemade pickles at some point.
Well, if we have any left over after our pickle pizza night, absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. All right, Brooke. So this is sort of a special segment.
Okay.
A lot of times I'll read reviews that people have left me, but I thought, Brooke is here. Brooke has opinions for days. Okay.
So many opinions.
So many opinions. I'm gonna read her other people's opinions on gyms to hear what she has to say.
Okay.
All right. So this is all from our local big box gyms.
Okay.
So these are people that are walking around Greensboro, North Carolina, amongst you and me. We're passing them in the grocery store.
Oh, God.
Okay. Here's a go. Planet Fitness. This is a 1-star review. I've been a member for 4 years. In all that time, I've had a mostly positive experience here, but today that all changed. Out of nowhere, I was banned. I was banned because I don't believe in cleaning equipment. They don't pay me to clean equipment. I pay them to allow me to come and exercise. They have employees that they pay whom should be doing all the cleaning.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I hate everything about that.
I hate this person.
Okay, first of all, I'm sorry if this is you. I don't mean to offend. But anybody who's like, oh yeah, I have a Yelp account where I actively leave terrible reviews.
Absolutely.
I hate you on principle.
I don't want to be friends with you.
Like there was a guy I briefly dated, and I randomly later saw that he'd left a review on some restaurant that I liked and left a 1 star, and I was like, I made the right decision. You're a piece of shit.
Absolutely not, unless it is 2008. Oh, we can curse over. Okay. Unless it is 2008, And even then.
Yeah, no. Okay, so leaving the review in of itself, terrible. And just the idea that you think that you're above cleaning your own sweat and like disgusting aura that you leave on the machines. Ugh. And also, do they think that there are people at the gym that are just like standing by with a spray bottle right after you finish? So
they get paid $7.25 an hour. They are eager beavers. They have to work at least 3 jobs to be able to feed their family. Of course they're ready to clean up his disgusting mess.
Also, can we talk about the drama at the beginning of that review? Where he's like, I've been a member for 4 years.
4 years.
That all changed today.
This is the kind of person that leaves the cart in the middle of the parking lot and is like, I'm creating jobs. Ugh.
I hate this person so much.
I hate this person. I wish sometimes the gyms or like the restaurants or whatever, the places that are being reviewed will leave like, I'm so sorry you had a bad experience. Nothing on this one.
Oh, yeah, because they're like, we don't want, like, you're banned. We don't want you back.
Absolutely. I don't want them back. Ew. Why would you not clean up? I clean the machines before I get on it.
Yeah, because they're gross.
Yeah.
And also, he's been there for 4 years.
Ooh.
That means there's been 4 years of just a trail of his sweat. I'm assuming it's a man, because I feel like
definitely a man.
Only a man is this entitled. But yeah, terrible.
And this is being a little nitpicky. Did they use whom correctly?
What? Can you use that in the sentence?
They have employees that they pay whom should be doing all the cleaning.
I don't think that's right, but also I'm not a grammaticist.
You're not our expert grammatician. If you're an expert grammatician, please write in so that we can have you on this show. Also, tell me if they used whom correctly, asshole. All right. This one is a real doozy, Brooke.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, this is almost a little better, but still relates to cleaning in a very upsetting kind of way. This is about curves. 1 star. Curves is a waste of money because you only have short time on each apparatus. This woman apparently had very short time. She can't finish a whole sentence. You have very short time on each apparatus. There is no time to clean in between. I ended up getting 2 yeast infections from the quick switching.
Oh my god, I couldn't even control the noise that just came out of my mouth. That was so disgusting.
Oh my god, this woman has chronic yeast infections and is blaming it on the curves?
Okay, you don't get. Is she wearing clothes? You don't get yeast. Like, she got yeast infections because she didn't change her gym tights when she came home.
I'm flabbergasted.
Also, I'm not familiar. I mean, I've heard of curves, but I didn't know that there was like a time limit on how long you could be on each. Like,
yeah. So, have you ever been in a Planet Fitness?
Not in a long time.
Okay, so the whole deal with curves is that it's only for women.
Yep.
And I think everything's like pink and lady.
I hate that.
Yeah, I think it's another one of these franchises though. Like, I think it's hugely popular.
Yeah.
But the whole shtick is that you go to this piece of equipment, and I think you show up at like specific times, and there's a class, and there's like, I don't know, 10 pieces of equipment around, and you go to this one, and you do your little bicep curls, and then the buzzer dings, and you go to the next one, and then you do your squats, and then so on and so forth. And it's like a 20-minute circuit.
Okay. I mean, I've been to classes like that. I guess it was pre-pandemic, but we normally just didn't clean in between, and then we'll clean everything at the end.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, you're trying to like keep your heart rate up
the entire time.
And
was the equipment that she was using, was it just like only equipment? Like, was it just bikes that she was on?
I was gonna say, how much of this equipment is actually touching this woman's vagina?
Very, very little. Very little.
I mean, I feel like it's normally like weights or like a mat or like a ball. Like, it's very, very rarely do you need to like put your crotch in it.
In fact, I can think, aside from a spin bike, what other piece of equipment are you just straddling?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I'm coming up short.
Nothing. Also, think about this woman showing up to the front desk and being like, I'm quitting. Your gym gives me yeast infections.
I mean, my heart goes out to her because that is not a pleasant experience. But at the same time, I think I'd just kind of be like, girl, that's a you problem. Get some boric acid, talk to your gyno, do whatever you got to do.
Garlic really helps.
Oh, does it?
Garlic
Like
really,
eating it or?
Up inside.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, whole cloves.
Wow. I had a friend who used to get them chronically, and her doctor eventually told her to stick a tampon in
tea tree.
Well, no. Oh, that sounds.
It's really good.
That sounds painful.
It's upsetting at first. I won't lie.
Okay. But she did it in like full fat Greek yogurt.
Oh.
Because it was like she'd done so many courses of antibiotics that had wiped out all the good bacteria. So they were like reintroduced some.
Did she freeze it or was she just?
I don't know. At one point, she had like a mini fridge full of like all of the things to put in her vagina.
The whole mini fridge was vagina-related items.
I think so, because I think she wanted to keep it separate from like the food.
This person is thrilled that we are talking about her vagina on this podcast. I'm sure.
I know. I'll have to send her this. And be like, you got to shout out. She's fine now.
Well, that's good to hear. The yogurt worked.
Yes. Well, I think actually boric acid eventually worked, but I think that's one of those things that the doctors like don't really tell you to do or like don't advise, but then they're all like, but it seems to work.
It's the same thing with the garlic. The problem with the garlic is that you can lose it. So you gotta have.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody on deck to make sure that it doesn't get lost.
I guess you gotta count the cloves before.
Oh, you do one at a time. One at a time.
Okay.
One's more than enough. And then this is TMI. My clients love that I'm doing this podcast. They love getting this side of me.
Oh, I can't wait.
You just smell like an Italian restaurant.
I was going to ask, like, I'd be worried because when you eat garlic before a date, you're a little worried about your breath. I'd be a little worried about my
you
breath.
sweat it out. You just sweat it out and you just breathe it right. It's like gin the next day after a bender,
okay,
right?
so you don't, like, absorb it. You leave it in for a while and then you take it back out.
You take it back out. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't let disintegrate or sprout or anything like that. If it sprouts, like, I'm going to say max 12 hours.
Okay.
And then, refresh.
Good to know for the
But
future.
a little tea tree can do wonders.
Okay. You dilute it, though, right?
You can. Sometimes I'll just do a little dibby dab and then a quick, little, like, rinse, because it's an oil, right?
Yeah, I've used it on my face before for, like, zits and stuff, and even that stings. So I'll be a little worried.
Well, so what I normally do is do a tampon and then you just a little dibby dab, and then, you're all good.
I just really love this divvy dab.
Divvy dab. Just a little divvy dab.
Just a little divvy dab.
A little divvy dab. Okay, I think we have time for one more review.
Okay.
Let's see. What do I have here? Oh, this is short, sweet, and to the point. Okay. Planet Fitness, 1 star. Their judgment-free zone, which, by the way, is the British spelling, made me feel judged.
Their judgment-free zone. What's the British spelling?
I have no idea. I was hoping you could tell me.
I was trying to figure out which of those words has a different spelling in British English.
Do they spell judgment differently?
I don't think... Is there like an E versus no E thing?
Judge... How else would you... Okay, the form judgment gained in frequency in British is now the usual... Yeah, no, it's absolutely the same.
I don't understand. Maybe he just says it with a British accent in his head. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently there's some kind of discussion about having an E and not having an E. But okay. I don't understand why that made him so upset.
So he felt judged.
So he's racist.
Against Brits.
Against Brits.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he felt uncomfortable there and then just decided to put in like this little jab at the Brits as well, for apropos of nothing. But, I hate that he felt judged, but I also kind of feel like even if a gym says it's a judgment-free zone and that really is the mission, like, you can't control the people in there.
Oh, no.
And there's always going to be that one guy who gives you a look. Or maybe this guy was like, have you seen those Instagram accounts of, it's always dudes, and it's always like, fake jack dudes at a gym just using the equipment totally wrong.
Oh, yeah.
In like really unsafe
Love
ways.
It.
I feel like maybe that was him. And then he caught somebody taking a secret video and then he was like, I felt judged. And they were like, well, you are using everything wrong.
Have you seen the one of the guy, is an older guy that's like put all the weight up on the cable machines and he's doing this like fly dance routine.
Oh,
it's amazing. It looks very difficult. I'll give him that.
That sounds amazing. I saw one recently of a guy who there were 2 bars and he had attached those cable, like, the stretchy.
Yeah, like a
cable
band.
thing. Yes. So he had a band. I don't know how he attached it to his ankles. And then he jumped up and grabbed once with his hand. So he's like a band on each limb.
Okay, so he's like on the cross of exercise.
And then he's just flying forwards and backwards, like putting his body in and out. And he was like, oh, this stretch feels great. And everyone was like, you're going to die.
Maybe he's a circus performer and that's his trick.
Maybe. I've always wanted to be in Cirque du Soleil, so maybe I should get some tips from this guy.
I follow a lot of like mobility type accounts, and every once in a while I'll come across one of these like contortionists, because the same principles apply. Like it's gaining range of motion, whether or not it's outside of normal range of motion. Like these people just need a ridiculous amount of it. But it is insane. Some of the things that, like, my favorite is when people will just try to do it after having absolutely no training. Like they expect to be able just to like sit down in the splits immediately rip their groin in half. Yeah.
That sounds painful.
All right. Planet Fitness, 1 star. I'm sorry you felt judged, but I feel judged by your pointing out the British spelling, weirdo.
Weird.
Very weird. Okay, Brooke, would you like to play a game or take a quiz?
Which do you think I'd be better at?
I think you're going to be excellent at both, but I think the quiz is probably more up your alley.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where I'm going to disappear for a brief moment. I'm going to do some light calculations. The mic is yours for the next, 30 to 60 seconds. Air a grievance, plug a thing. I don't care. See ya.
All right. I feel wholly unprepared for this segment. But I am going to plug a thing, I guess. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina, recording this, and before it was time for me to come in, I decided to go around for a walk, see the sights, get some shopping in, and I stopped at a restaurant that we like to call Biff Burger.
Oh, yes.
But is, I guess, technically called, apparently it changed names in 1971, which is a long time before I was born, but I still call it Biff Burger. It was great. Food was great. I got some cheer wine. Got to take pictures of this like old school place that had a sign that said, if you're drunk, eat somewhere else. And I was like, I love this place. I love everything about it.
Excellent use of the microphone, Brooke.
Thank you.
Little known fact about Biff Burger, the reason why they changed their name is the franchise sold.
Oh.
And it's like one of like 2 locations left.
Yeah, I saw they had a menu from St. Petersburg Biff Burger.
St. Pete's.
It looks much fancier than our Biff Burger. Our Biff Burger is pretty run down, but that's why I love it.
Yep, that's why it's delicious. All right, so I've found a very, very good quiz for you.
Okay.
Quality quizzes put out by the nice folks at BuzzFeed. And they're going to tell us what popular workout matches your personality.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to name a thing. Excuse me. And you are going to rate it on a scale of easy to yikes.
What's the in between?
The middle is neutral.
Okay. Can I do like a light yikes?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
Great. Good to know.
We're gonna yeah. I'll let you sort of decide where we put the it's one of these.
Like a slider.
That I keep just moving my finger back and forth, which is perfect for this medium. All right, so a few questions here, Brooke.
Okay.
Doing 10 burpees on a scale of easy to yikes.
Full yikes.
Full yikes.
There's nothing I hate more than running or burpees.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sorry, Beth.
I have no particular stakes in the burpees. Posing in downward dog for 10 seconds.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, I would say that's easy, especially for 10 seconds. If you're going to say 10 minutes, that's a full yikes.
I used to do yoga a lot, and now I just do it sometimes. So I feel like I can do that.
Are you like a YouTube yoga-y?
The reason I've kind of fallen off is because I am not. I can't get into the YouTube yoga. I have to be in the room.
You need the peer
I gotta,
pressure.
yeah, and I gotta feel the like, oh, we're all zen together. So I miss my in-person yoga classes.
Are they starting back up soon, or?
I think they are, and I've gotten my first vaccine. I'll be getting the second next week. So
Get ready.
after that, watch out, folks. I'm down dogging all over town. That sounds not great, but I will be.
Down dogging all over town. That'll be our fitness franchise.
I love it.
Okay, sitting on or in a wall squat for 1 minute.
I'm gonna say not quite the one before easy. Not neutral, in between neutral and easy.
In between neutral.
It's not
and
comfortable,
easy.
but I can do it.
Okay, right in between. I've got a lot of options here on the slider. See?
Yeah, let's right there. That's great.
Okay, there we go. Good. Just got to make sure.
Pretty close to easy, but not all the way there.
Not all the way. Also perfect for audio medium like podcasting. Doing 10 pull-ups.
Yikes!
Yikes!
I don't think I can.
Dumb.
I don't even think I can do one.
Pull-ups are. We've talked about this a lot on the pod. The terrible presidential fitness test.
I could never do them.
So sad.
I was always jealous of my good friend growing up, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
She was so tiny when we were little.
Oh, did she just pop right up?
Oh, she could do like 15 in a row.
Can she do them now?
I don't know. She's still pretty petite, so maybe I should ask her.
You should.
Yeah.
See if she can bust them out.
Yeah.
All right. Doing a headstand for 1 minute.
Is it wall assisted?
I'm going to say yes because we all have different needs.
Okay, then yes.
Easy.
The same as the last one. Like,
Yes.
not quite easy. It's the getting up and the getting down that's hard. But, like, can I lean against a wall for a minute on my head? Yes.
Well, it does say, just doing a headstand for 1 minute. It doesn't stipulate any kind of how you get in or get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to put it there. Doing 10 push-ups.
I'm going to say halfway between... I'm going to say neutral.
Neutral. Straight neutral.
I used to be really good at push-ups because I did taekwondo as a kid, and that was always our punishment.
I forgot you did taekwondo.
Yeah, I was a third-degree black belt. I was really good. I mean, could I hurt anyone? No.
Not at all.
Could I win a medal in forms? Absolutely.
So can you, what's a cool move you can do?
I mean, it's a lot of kicks, so I guess I could do, like, a jumping, I don't know, side kick or something. Like, that's not particularly cool to look at, but it's cooler than, like, me standing here.
I mean, it's I can't do it. Could you, kick a can off the top of my head?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if my flexibility is that good anymore, but maybe. I definitely could have back then. I do think, what was I saying? My brain's all over the place.
It's that cheer wine. It got into your blood.
I know. But yeah, the third degree black belt. Could you believe? But yeah, we had to do push-ups as punishment.
Oh.
If we didn't do anything wrong or we got something wrong. So there was a time where I could do 80 push-ups, no question.
Just busting them out.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And now I, in my head, still think that I'm capable of that. So occasionally I'll do a workout that requires push-ups. And then I get, especially if they modify it and it's the tricep push-ups.
I would call those T-Rex ones because they got little tiny arms.
I get 3 in and then I'm like, that seems good.
Wait, so if somebody approaches you in a dark alley and they grab you from behind, can you knee them in the balls and arm bar? I don't know what an arm bar is, but it sounds like something.
I could, but not because of taekwondo training. Just because I feel like that's my instinct is aim for the genitals and the eyes.
And the eyes. All right, well, don't fuck with Brooke, Atlanta. All right, so we're going to put doing 10 push-ups on neutral.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Couple questions left. We have doing 20 jumping jacks.
Easy.
Yeah, that's easy peasy. Easy peasy. Climbing 4 flights of stairs. They don't mention the speed.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
I mean, I might be a little winded, but I can do it.
Of course you can do it. Okay, that was the last question. Are you ready to see?
Oh, God, I'm nervous. I think it's just going to say yoga.
Oh, God, it definitely says yoga.
I feel like the only things I rated positively were yoga.
You're the calm and level-headed person in your friend group. When things aren't going the way you like, you understand how to be flexible. Friends come to you to just relax and clear their mind.
I don't know about the friends coming to me part, but I do think that just generally flexible thing is true.
You can roll with the punches.
Yeah, I may not be flexible of body, but I am flexible of mind.
And that is the most important thing, isn't it, Brooke? Yes. I love that you predicted what you were going to get.
Oh, I could feel it coming from a mile away.
You knew this BuzzFeed quiz,
But, you know, BuzzFeed, my actual favorite workouts are walking, hiking, which is just walking but
in
outside
the woods.
and with some obstacles. And, you know, who knows, maybe soon it will also be skateboarding.
Or running, which is just fast walking. I mean,
you know, I actually don't mind a trail run.
Yeah.
Because it's slower and I think it's fun to like.
I love that you moved to LA and now you love hiking.
Yes, I did. I did, yes. Though I actually have been, I think the trails are better and have better views in LA, but one of the things I've enjoyed about hiking in Atlanta now that I live there is there's trees. So there's shade. So you're not just like baking in the sun the whole time.
Well, and I imagine there's probably less people that you run into as well.
Generally, yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than that asshole that has his phone playing his music through that terrible tinny speaker.
The worst. And in LA, there are a couple trails that are like known for that. And there are also trails that like, if you want to be seen, that's the trail you go on. So like if you want to be, if you're like a B or C list celebrity and you want to be photographed hiking, you go to Runyon Canyon.
Oh.
Because guaranteed someone will take pictures.
Do you think someone, like if I went, would they photograph me because they might think that I'm somebody?
Who do you think you look like that's famous?
No, but like, are there just like paparazzi just like parked out there and taking photos?
No, I think they usually follow people up. It's like at the top of a neighborhood. So you can walk up through the neighborhood and it's like a nice neighborhood. So I think sometimes they catch people like on the way in and out.
I see.
And then it's a lot of just like individuals like me and you hiking, to, like taking secret photos of people.
Well, now I want to know what celebrity I look like. I don't think I have any celebrity doppelgangers.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind. We should try. I think there's like apps.
Oh, there's a filter.
Yeah, we should do that.
I'm nervous.
I know, me too. Do you think I have a doppelganger?
I'm bad at this game.
Me too.
I'm really bad at this game. I couldn't name a celebrity.
I used to hear Lisa Loeb when I was a kid, and
really?
I think it's literally only because I'm blonde and wear glasses. That's the only thing we have, and we're white. That's the only thing we have in common.
Yeah, you're white. Okay. Well, that was very informative. You should go do some yoga, Brooke.
Thank you.
This is our last segment, unfortunately.
Oh,
I know.
Well, this has been fun.
Well, don't worry. It's not over quite yet.
Okay, great.
Don't worry. Now we're going to give some recommendations. What is the best that life has to offer you right now? What are you getting excited about, no matter the price point, no matter how low, no matter how high?
Let's see. What have I been enjoying? One thing that is random is a gallon of paint. I just painted my bathroom, and it brought me so much joy to like totally change a place with like $40 worth of investment.
What color?
It's called Fading Twilight.
Oh.
What color do you think that is? I guarantee you what you think is wrong.
Blue.
That's what everyone says. No, it's kind of like a brownish red, which sounds real ugly. And I told a friend of mine that I was painting it that color, and she said, it seems like an odd color for a lady's bathroom.
That was my first thought as well.
But it looks great.
Okay. Is it a big bathroom?
No, it's small. But it still took like a whole weekend to paint.
Oh. Lots of little corners, I bet.
Yeah, so that brought me a lot of joy. I also just binged a TV show called *Halt and Catch Fire*. Have you ever seen this?
No, I have not.
It's not. I mean, it sounds like a Hunger Games movie.
It sounds terrible.
I think you would love it.
Really?
It's so. Okay, I didn't realize that it was off the air, so as soon as I finished it, I was like Googling to see like when's the next season.
Hate that.
And one of the articles was like the best show no one ever watched, which is I think demonstrating itself to be true here. But it's about these four folks in the early like computer age, so back in the 80s, and they're trying to make a competitor computer to whatever that big popular one is. I don't remember.
I just assumed this was reality TV.
No, it's all scripted, and it kind of follows them from the mid 80s to I guess like the early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s. and you kind of see their lives in context of these changes in technology, and they have these ideas about like what is technology going to be in the future, what does it serve us. And I'm not like a tech person at all, but I feel like it was a great character study and just really interesting to see that evolution.
What station is it on, or what platform?
I think it's on Netflix right now.
And what's it called?
Halt and Catch Fire.
Halt and Catch Fire. Okay, that's on my list. And is it a movie or is it like a series?
It's a series. I think there's 3 or 4 seasons. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is another TV show, and this is going to sound like a plug because it's a Universal show, but it's not. I actually, but I just started watching it recently, and it's called Superstore.
Oh,
have you ever seen it?
I've never seen it, but it keeps getting recommended to me. It looks like something I would like.
Yeah, I like held off on watching it forever because I was like, I don't know, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
But then I started it and I was like, I'm obsessed with everyone on the show. It's so funny, but also heartwarming.
Oh.
And there's like love stories, and then there's like, you know, they deal with immigration and labor laws, but in
really
a funny way. It's so well done. It's so good. If you're looking for something like heartwarming to binge, go for it.
I love it. Have I told you about my current endeavor, my New Year's resolution?
I don't think so.
I'm going to watch every single Housewives franchise.
Wow. Every season of every?
The deep breath. That is everything. Yes.
I can
every
just imagine
season.
how many hours that is.
It's a lot of hours. I'm really putting in the time here.
Are you doing like one franchise at a time?
I am. I'm on Atlanta right now.
Oh,
Season 8.
Okay, so Kim's already gone, right?
Kim's long gone.
I only watched, I think, the first or second season of that, and I watched maybe the first 2 seasons of New York, and then I've seen Beverly Hills and Orange County here and there, but I'd never watched any consistently.
Okay, Beverly Hills. I started this project just because I didn't think I would be at all interested, and it's just so far outside of my realm. Yeah. I am so invested in these women. I follow them on Instagram. I'm excited about their children's birthdays. I don't know if it's the quarantine. I don't know what's wrong with me, but all of a sudden I care more about Kyle Richards than I ever thought I would.
Oh my God. So you watch Beverly Hills and you've done Atlanta. Have you done any of the other ones yet?
I have dabbled. Oh no, I've already done Potomac, but I forgot about it. It was awful.
You know, I've heard really mixed reviews on Potomac. Some people say, like, don't sleep on Potomac. It's the best.
It made me sad.
And then there's some people who don't like it. Why did it make you sad? I haven't seen it.
There's a lot of really complicated issues that I just don't. It never really got parsed out. I wasn't involved in the characters. I wasn't invested. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Whereas with Atlanta, like, I wake up and I'm like, well, I gotta find out what happens.
True. Is Potomac the one with the bird?
The bird.
I think there's one.
I don't know anything about a bird.
Maybe I'm making this up, but I swore that there was one franchise where there was like a woman on the franchise who had like a bird.
I love this. I haven't made it there yet. I'm so excited about Utah. I cannot wait to learn about these second wave Mormons.
Oh, God.
I cannot wait. Okay, we've got to get the hell out of this studio. This is the end of the podcast. Brooke and Kate, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you'd like to plug? Anything that we need to know before we leave you?
I guess the only thing that I would maybe plug is I guess Instagram. So I've got my personal Instagram, Brooke Kincaid, but I just started one that is...
Your Instagram is just your name?
Yeah.
God damn, I'm jealous.
I got in early.
Ugh.
And also there's only like, I think 6 Brooke Kincaids in America.
I'm so mad.
Because the K runs into itself, and
I've got the same problem with Beth Hansen.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
I know.
But I recently started a second one called Atlanta, which is confusing to say, but it's like Atlanta how it's normally spelled, and then Atlanta how it's said, like
Atlanta.
Atlannuh. So Atlanta, and that's kind of where I'm sharing all my like pent-up creative energy that I don't get to share in my accounting job. So it's a lot of photos. I recently learned how to quilt. So I'll be sharing how to quilt.
We'll make sure we put it in the Instagram.
Yes. So check that out if you are interested.
I love it. I love it. All right, Brooke, thank you so much for joining us. And all you people out there, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe because I am not above asking and I accept 5 stars only. If you have a question that you need answered, make sure and email me at moveoverpod@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram at trainer.b. That's where all the fun stuff happens. Bye-bye. To continue the conversation, follow me on Instagram at trainer.b. or email me at moveoverpod@gmail. Thanks for listening. Bye.